What up, chat? Y'all get on in here. Big salute, check. Caribou. Big salute, Caribou. What up, Cersei? I am incredible. Yeah, I am incredible. Oh shit, Caribou, I could have told you that. He ain't the best quarterback in the draft. Yeah, them boys ain't built like they daddy. They got their mama jeans. Caribou. Shadur can throw, but he can't run. The other boy, he can hit and he can play, but he ain't as fast as he look. He ain't that fast. They can play, but they not no standout NFL superstars. Now that boy Travis Hunter, he get big, when he get his NFL weight, he gonna be a monster. Now he's a superstar. But Shadur, Shadur ain't it. Now the boy from Miami, he the truth. Shit, Shadur might not even get drafted. If Shadur do get drafted, it's because he Deion's son. But Shadur ain't that nice, man. He's a good decision maker. But he's a bad decision maker at the same time. Under pressure, he'll throw an interception. You know, compared to the quarterback that's his boy from Miami, he'll make intelligent decisions under pressure. See, when you go to the big leagues, it's all about how do you perform under pressure. That's what the scouts want to see. Come on, Caribou. You've been around NFL superstars. You know what the league want. Shadur can't perform under pressure. If he gonna get sacked or he gonna throw a pick. Yeah, either he get sacked or he gonna throw a pick. The topic of the day is open. Go get your profile pic if you want to come in here and talk. Matter of fact, hit that subscribe button before you say anything. So yeah, Caribou. I was back in my heyday. Shit, I was getting recruited for a bunch of different positions. I wanted to play middle linebacker and free safety. Running back was my ultimate love. But I played strong safety and running back because I wasn't tall enough for middle linebacker and free safety. But strong safety, I hit you. Running back, I'll stiff arm you. I'll go head up with you, or I'll juke you. And I was fast. I had strong legs back in my heyday. See, I had bounce. Yeah. I just wasn't that good at basketball. See, basketball, I could never, I could dribble, but I wasn't like no point guard. I wasn't tall enough to be a center, but I had hops. And then them boys coming, them boys should do. He done made plenty of money anyway. What up, Kobe Jean? I wasn't singling you out. That was for everybody. That's not subscribed. So talk to me, Kobe. What up, though? Y'all see my op? Hey, Caribou, I'm glad you here. Do you see the California Raisin posting all his Burkina Faso rehab videos? So we need to post the rest of them. Hey, why he doing all that twitching and scratching? Because he can't get that good hit. See, I'm glad he posting these videos, his old Burkina Faso videos now, so you can look at him in Burkina Faso versus Nairobi, Kenya. Because Nairobi, Kenya is when he relapsed. Yeah, he found that good dope in Nairobi, Kenya. Yep. But big salute to the chat, man. Y'all hit that subscribe button as y'all tuning in, tapping in. If you're a subscriber, go get your profile pic before you come in here talking. Appreciate that, Kobe. Appreciate that, Kobe. Big salute to the chat. Hit that subscribe button as y'all tuning in, tapping in. Come on, talk to me. Trials Purify. My opposition reminiscing about rehabilitation. Let me say that again. Trials Purify. My opposition is reminiscing about rehabilitation. In sewing class, you know, in rehab, They give you activities to take your mind off the dope or whatever you're addicted to. 15, 18 months, you know, it's a lot of people that do that in America, do rehab for that long and get out and rehab and get out and relapse. There's a lot of people in rehab right now that's relapsing. I'm glad I never got that strung out. Yeah, I'm glad I never got that strung out. To God be the glory. Yeah, I ain't watched all the videos that he posted. I just browsed through. I saw he tell you want to talk about the old Burkina Faso. Too bad he can't talk about the new Burkina Faso. That's what's popping. The old Burkina Faso, don't nobody want to reminisce about the hard times. We want to talk about the progression of now. Irvin Mack, big salute Irvin Mack. No, I don't watch the NFL. If I had to pick a team, it'd be the Carolina Panthers. But no, I don't watch NFL. Too many other things in the world to focus on than sport and play. I'm getting myself prepared for the afterlife or the hereafter. You know, for the people that do watch NFL, you know, more power to you. Sports, because I grew up playing sports. So I'ma always be a sports fan just because I understand how sports operate. But as far as stopping my day to wasting internet watching NFL and basketball and all that, why do I want to watch a bunch of slaves, a bunch of rich slaves run around and fake a game? Yeah. Exactly, Irvin Mack. Being sober is about moving forward and progressing. Not wish you could go back to your rehabilitation days. But I want y'all just watch them. Just watch them. That stuff is so funny to me. Yeah, it's so funny to me. I'm like, look at him, twitching and scratching. He in Burkina Faso, twitching and scratching. Spending money that he done stole from somebody. Nasty work. See, that's why I told y'all. If y'all remember when he got to Nairobi, when he got to Kenya, oh, y'all, I found it. It wasn't that he found something better than Burkina Faso. It was that dope. It was that America that he was missing, he found in Africa. The party. If he wanted to see out here, when you go to the slums, you can't ask for nobody for no dope. Because they not going to speak English. They going to speak More. So he couldn't just send anybody to go get him no dope. But see, when he got to Kenya, he can go to the slums and talk to the dope boys himself. See, out here, when you talk to the dope boys, some of them can speak a little bit of English, but to find what you want, you're going to need a translator. So it wasn't that he found something better, because God had paved the way for him in Burkina Faso. But you see, when he got to Nairobi, Kenya, it looked good for a little while until God's chastisement set in. See, one thing about God, he's not going to let you use his name and then manipulate the people. Nah, he's not going to do that. Nah, he's not going to let you do that. Hell nah. No. He's not going to let you do that. Nope. All right, you too, Kobe. You know, we'll be here. You decide to come back. Y'all hit that subscribe button as y'all tuning in, tapping in. Subscribe. Yeah, God not gonna let you, he'll let you enjoy. He'll let you enjoy yourself for a little while. And then he'll take it all from you in front of everybody. So if you do something in the public, God gonna chastise you in the public. First, he gonna send men with stones. And that's just a light chastisement. Then when you go and have your meeting, that's when he really gonna chastise you. So what you watching is a celebrity dope fiend that made it out of America with some lick money, trying to rehab himself. Yep. So if he do what he say he gonna do, you gonna see thousands of videos of his progress in rehab. Because Africa can rehab you. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. Why am I in Africa? Because this is where God want me to be. Hindsight. This is what God want me to be. I'm not exactly sure exactly what God's will is for me in Africa yet, but the more patient I am, the more he shows me. So whatever God's will is, Captain Hindsight. See, when you turn your life over to God, he'll guide you. He'll take you to places. He'll take you on a wild ride. See, that's the difference between me and him. See, he can say he's a servant of the people. I'm a servant of God. I'm only going to serve who God wants me to serve. I'm not just serving anybody. Yep. So whatever God will is for me in Africa, I just know what God wants from me, because I don't know what his will is. I don't know what his plan is. But whatever it is, I'm in the public's eye, and I must be the best parable and example I can be in the eyes of the people. So whatever message or whatever you can learn from me, I got to give it truthfully and plainly. I can't beat around the bush. I can't sugarcoat it for you, Captain Hindsight. Big salute to you, Captain. Where you from? Rep your city, rep your state. Maximilian ain't gonna be able to bring the vape to Africa and was bothered by your political knowledge led by God. That's because Maximilian is a non-believer. He just an OG that's been around for a while. Another comfortable slave. Hey, Eddie, go get your profile pic, then come back and talk to me. No profile pic, no love. And to answer your question, Eddie, while you doing that, my other channel is in the description below. Go do your homework on Kutty, Eddie. Yeah, go do your homework on Kutty, and then come back and talk. Go get your profile pic, Eddie. You talking too much. Come back after you got a profile pic. Big salute to everybody tuning in, tapping in. Y'all hit that subscribe button. Get your profile pic and come interact, engage with me. But yeah, Carol, ain't nobody worry about Maximilian. See, it's sad that he that old and that lost. See, one thing about elders in America, you respect them because they're elders. You don't respect them because they're knowledge. Because the average elders in America don't really got no knowledge. Yeah, they don't got no knowledge. They go off what Master says or what Master has taught them. Just look at how many people still go to the Baptist church, and our people were given the King James Version of the Bible from the slave masters. They didn't bring the Bible from Africa with them. They used to get whipped and beat for trying to read that Bible, trying to understand that Bible. So see, and then another thing Maximilian might be jealous about, because you see all those elders that was on Search for Uhuru panel, big salute, Search for Uhuru. Not one of those elders told none of the youngsters how to get access to resources. Just like the lady, that's why I said I agree with half of what she said, because at the end, she steady talking about getting money from the government. And she thinks she finna come to Burkina Faso and she getting funded from the U.S. government. See, what she should have been telling y'all was hit that lick and get that grant from the government, hit that lick and come gain access to resources yourself. See, but foundational Black Americans, they don't know nothing about that. They so used to being mind controlled. They not used to being independent. They know nothing about independency. They know nothing about gaining access to resources, creating you a product, and pushing your product. They used to hitting the clock, slave work, slave labor, go to work, come home. That's why the Black American youth don't know nothing about financial literacy. All you gotta do is listen to them. They don't know nothing about financial literacy. Like they were talking about KuzKutty, right? See, if KuzKutty had relationships in Burkina Faso and Mali, he could have been getting and making his clothes for a lot cheaper if he had access to resources. When I say resources, I mean cotton, 100% cotton. See, by KuzKutty having to go through white supremacists would get his product, put cut on it, and sell it to him at a more expensive price. See, when you are black in America and you got to go through them to do business, oh, they going strong arm they cut. Yeah, but see, when you like me and you get blessed with access to resources and you create a product of value, you cut the middleman out. Every dope boy dream is to cut out the middleman and get their work straight from the plug. Another example, Trapflix streaming. See, the platform he was creating in Africa looked a lot better than what they create for him in America. That's because they're controlling his platform now. He's an employee to them in itself. Well, look, Ergo, peace be to your granddaddy. He's in a better place right now. No more pain, no more suffering. I'm jealous of your grandfather. Yup. I'm pretty sure he lived a good life. Big salute, Urban Mac. So yeah, so that's what our elders in America, that's what they lack. They lack the knowledge of gaining access to resources. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said it the best. In order for a nation to thrive and survive, they must have port access, they must have access to resources, and they must get rid of spies or snakes in their garden. People that look like me and you that will gain information and go back and tell your white supremacist masters. You got, if a nation has them three, if the black community had those three, they'll flourish. See, that's why Africa can be a blessing to Black America. That may be why God got me here. Because when the world goes to shit, and God willing that this side of the world keep on turning, it's gonna be a lot of y'all reaching out to me. Burkina Faso produces its own food. A lot has changed in Burkina Faso in the last 2 years. Big salute, eBay. Big salute to the AES. Big salute to the revolution. A lot has changed since eBay been president. The whole country has did a whole backflip. Olympic style, off the diving board, perfect form, into the pool. Salute to you on that, Burkina Faso. You see, the gold and silver I got access to, what did Trump come out and say? He want access to that, don't he? Are y'all paying attention? I don't think y'all really paying attention to the scale of what's going on. That's why I say my value has gone up. Hold on, y'all. Salute, chef. How are you? I'm fine. How are you? Voila. Hindsight is 2020. What you mean, Urban Mac? Hindsight 2020. What you mean? Big salute to the chat, man. Big salute to everybody tuning in, tapping in. Hit that subscribe button. Gonna feel free to come on, interact, engage. But yeah, you see Burkina Faso all on the news. Yeah, that when y'all say they coming for eBay, they tried to come and got did in the other day. And then the people hit the streets to let any others know that's hanging around that didn't get caught. Let us catch you out here. Let me see you. Yeah, get caught out here in these streets. We gonna look, see what Langley did the other day when they sent them people in, paid the Secretary of Defense out here, or that the head dude to lead a coup the other day. They put a call out. If you get caught, the people have the right to do you any type of way. It don't matter if say I'm American and I'm here, right? If I catch you and I do your ass in, all I gotta do is tell the police, yeah, they were conspiring with the US government to come overthrow eBay. They might give me a reward. Y'all better go do y'all homework. So let me make this clear to everybody who think about coming to Burkina Faso. I don't care how many millions of dollars that they may offer you. It ain't gonna be worth it. You a long way from home. Long way. And don't think you just finna run. I don't care if you are a track star, cross country, this weather out here, you think you finna run through the desert? You think you finna run from Ouagadougou? It's a straight shot from here to Ghana, but I guarantee you won't make it. Ghana gon', and then you get to Ghana, shit, they might turn you over to Burkina Faso. You run to Ghana, oh, I need help, they trying to get me. Oh, nah, hell nah. You a collaborator? You coming to disrupt the revolution? Whoa, boy, it's a long way. No, I haven't met eBay William, but I'm pretty sure he watching. Because a lot of what I say, I see people taking heed. William Hatcher. You see, as soon as I said that on Search for Uhuru, well, y'all probably didn't watch it, but when I said that people need to be vetted before eBay give them citizenship, you see how they paused that and pushed it back, right? William Hatcher. So if you got Americans saying, hold on, Africa, be careful of who you let into your country. You see how the brakes are. So if you're not coming here to be patriotic, it really ain't. If you're not coming here to be patriotic or to be a part of the economy, help the economy grow, there's no need for you to be here. See, this is a youthful country. It's time to progress. If you coming to escape, nah, this is the front lines of the fight. Yeah, this is where the ancestors want the fight to keep going. The fight for liberation. The fight for freedom. Ancestors and God. Yep. In full effect out here. Full effect. That's why I told y'all, if you ain't coming here to integrate, shit, you better go to Ghana, you better go to Nairobi. Yeah, if you're not coming here to be a part of Burkina Faso as a whole, because you see so many black Americans, man, I'm not going over there to fight. See, my ancestors from America was fighting to escape, fighting for freedom. They wasn't fighting to sit at the master's dinner table. My ancestors, descendants of slaves that was on the slave plane in the field, now not in the house, they were fighting to escape. My ancestors didn't fight for a seat at master's dinner table. That was them foundational black Americans whose ancestors was fighting to sit next to master at the dinner table. My ancestors was fighting for freedom, looking for a way to get away. My ancestors fought for liberty, gave their life for liberty. That's what my ancestors did. So now all them other people talking about, oh, our ancestors fought for this land. This our land. Well, how successful were our ancestors if whatever they owned, they got their nose wiped and got it taken from them? How successful were they? How successful will you be? Will you end up getting your nose wiped like the ancestors did? Since you want to fight for that over there, fight for it. Because even though the white supremacy power is over with, they not going to go out without a fight. You think they just gonna give it to you? We'll see. When they start giving out stuff, I'll be sure to come back and get some. Even if I got to take it. That's gonna make it more fun anyway. Yep, that's gonna make it more fun anyway. But they not finna give out nothing. And they finna put black Americans, finna try to put black Americans back in chains. All those people that's out there thinking they finna homestead and they coming for y'all first. Cause y'all got the food. They finna take y'all food and use it for they folk. Y'all chickens, y'all pigs. Yeah. You know, so it sound good. So yeah, I think I would rather be under a black man than to be under a white supremacist. God's will, William. I'm just here to fulfill God's will, whatever that may be, by any means necessary. Yep. Yep. That's why I'm here, Will. And that's something I've learned since I've been here. You know, me as a black man and my ancestors living through me, through my DNA, Africa has always called me since I was a kid. I used to always wonder, especially growing up around the military, I used to always wonder, I'm in Korea, I see all these Korean people, this is where the Koreans from, where are my people from? I'm in Germany, around all the German people, this is where they people from for generations, where my people from? In America, my people were kidnapped and brought here. Where my people from? What my people doing back wherever they at? So Africa always called me. Yeah, Africa always been calling me, calling my spirit since a kid. Since a kid. Oh, anytime, William, man, I'm an open book, man. Some things I charge for, some things, you know, we can conversate about. Right now, this is an open conversation. You know what I'm saying? And then as I'm learning, I realize that in America, everything they've taught us, I say 25% of what we learn in America is true. The rest of it is sugar-coated or untrue. Yep. So God finally opened his door to me when I went through my life-changing experience. I was blessed enough to come out without a scratch, though. You know, blessed enough to come out of it without any bullet wounds or being in the dirt. But that was my eye-opener to, now I blessed you to make a little bit of money. Now it's time for you to bust your move. Let me give you some options on YouTube. Since you watch YouTube, I thought I was watching The Bag Family. Who else? And a host of other YouTubers that ain't even on YouTube no more. But The Bag Family was #1. That's when they first moved to the Gambia. And I think God brought them to me first so I could show my mom. Like, Mom, these folk, Uncle Rick retired military. You look like sweet, juicy mama. They're your age. Africa may be the move. Mama like, no. So once Mama fell back, then Curtis Snow came across my feed, came across my desk. And the only reason I know about Curtis Snow, because one of my homeboys is his first cousin. Man, he was like, check my cousin movie out, man. Snow on the Bluff, Snow on the Bluff. Because at that time, when Snow on the Bluff, right before Snow on the Bluff came out, it was a web series called Money and Violence. Some dudes up there in New York. That's where Money Man got famous. He got famous off the web series Money and Violence. And we was watching that first, and then Snow on the Bluff came out. They was like, man, it's like a real movie, hood movie. So Snow on the Bluff went hard. And then I'm asking, bro, like that, what, he only gonna make one movie? And he was like, oh man, he fell out with his homeboy. And then so I'm keeping up with Curtis, and I see him do an interview talking about the dude he fell out with, who was Anya Haseo, Kamsamnida, who was JT. So I think it was Beehive he did an interview with. And I was like, oh man, this dude a dope fiend. But who the dude he talk about, where he at? So I look up JT. First video pop up was him doing the water well. I don't know if it was the one in Kubri or the one in the other town. It was one, I think it was the one in Kubri though, but I could be wrong. But he was doing the water well, and as soon as I turned the video, and he was saying, I was like, oh man, he over there look like he doing God's work. And then he put, man, the tribe of Joseph, he put the call out using God's name. So when you use God's name, you got to be careful, because God will send you people. And I guess when people started coming, like me, he wasn't ready for that. Like Cole, rest his soul, peace be upon him. So I'm like, shit, I wasn't a fan of sending money over the internet. So I'm like, but I got this dope money, man. Let me see if it's real. When I first sent the money, I didn't get a receipt off gate. It took about a month for me to get a receipt. I thought they had got me, but I wasn't really tripping. I'm like, yeah, see, I knew that sending money over the internet, that scamming shit. But he ended up sending me some shit Tisha Boo whipped up. And I believe what Mercy said. I believe Tisha Boo is the brains of the operation, not the dope fiend. In my opinion, I could be wrong. I think Tisha Boo want to know how to get them deals. Yep. She know how to whip up that paperwork. She might got access to them gins too. But that's neither here nor there. Because Mercy said that she's the brains of the operation, not JT. And I believe that because she know how to stay out the way. She know how to stay off the internet. But this dope fiend don't. So I see him doing the work. I don't know JT from a can of paint. I never heard none of his music. So I'm like, well, shit, since he already got the water well, he building a little spot. I say, shit, let me link up with bro. Let me see if I can, turn my life around. So I feel like God's plan for me and him was for him to give me my Quran in my right hand, and that's it. Because once I came around, first day, he was in there tricking off. Oh man, them girls, boy, they ready for whatever. I'm like, oh man, here we go. So I look past it. I'm like, you know, I try not to judge. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm good. And that was in Burkina Faso. I looked at that red flag. I should have paid attention to that red flag. He was tricking off then. I paid it no attention. Then we go to the studio. Because when I first got here, I think he was only going to be here for one more week. Then he was going to Kenya. And he couldn't wait. But they made sure they drug him before he left. So we get to the studio. And he get the green. He like, well, you still smoke weed? I say, yeah, that's the only drug I do is weed. He was like, okay, it ain't the best, but shit, this little something. It ain't like that American, but this. So I'm like, okay, yeah, get that. So get the weed, got busted in the head for a little ass bag. I'm like, man, ain't no way this little ass bag costs this much. But we can come back to that later. You know, because he was in it just flexing money. See, that's one thing you don't do when you come to Africa. You don't come to Africa flexing like you got it. Because if you do that, you're going to get treated like you got it. So, in the studio, he gets something to the side. I don't know. I didn't know he got some whack-ass booger sugar. Because he trying to talk in the code with other Burkina Bay, and then he threw me the little weed and shit. But now that I think about it, I recap, there had to be some booger sugar, because when we left the studio, them boys that he was with set us up with a fake police. It was one dude on a bike with no lights on, flagged us to pull over, showed some little badge, and they like, oh, that's the police. That's the police. I thought we was getting ready to get out and whoop this dude. It's the police, though. So I'm like, okay. No backup pull up. He by himself. Strange. So I tossed my little weed. Boom. Easy toss. And I guess he tossed whatever he tossed. But the boys he was with, eye signals. Boom, he tossed that. Boom, he tossed that. So all this trash all over the place, how did he know where we tossed the drugs at? He went straight to it. I say, man, I seen this set up from a mile away. So he like, oh, what's this? This yours. Oh, what's this? This yours. So you know what this dude say? Trap flicks. How much? How much? Man, we right here next to the embassy. I don't trust this ain't no police. I'm ready to punch this dude in the face, man. We could whoop him right. Man, they bust him in the head for about damn near a band. Because they knew we had it. Took him to the bank. Broke bread. So I know them boys got some of that money. How much money you got? Shit, man. I'm like, man, shit, I ain't got nothing. He caught your drugs. He didn't catch mine. Something should have went off in my mind then. But he was mentioning to me Percocets and Xanax. Because he said he still be in pain. I'm like, you still be in pain, but your shit healed up, scabbed up. I said, yeah, he got addicted to them painkillers, them opioids. But I think what he had in his bag, I don't think them was opioids. I think that was that bullshit booger sugar. So, paid him off, then he dipped out. So I'm chilling with them boys for like a week, and I see them, what they doing. I had a little Chinese little bullshit iPhone, right? One of the boys wanted it. So I'm like, man, you give me this much money, shit is yours. So He give me half the money. Or did he give me any of the money? But me being a brother, man, looking out, we're gonna find out he was a scammer using women photos. Cause you know, I hear, you know, when you scam people, they give you a script. Yeah, they got master classes on how to scam foreigners out here. Something that a lot of black Americans ain't gonna tell y'all. So yeah, they masters, it's master classes, courses on scamming. They give you a script like an actor get a script for a role in a movie. Scammers got scripts out here. From Ghana to Uganda, you got people teaching courses on how to scam old women, men and women. So come to find out, I'm like, man, you got all these women on here. Where they at? Where these bad is at? So as I'm paying more attention, let me get to the part where I get the phone back. I get the phone back because he never gave me my money. So I tell Bukare, man, look, this dude owe me money for a phone. Either I need my money or I need the phone back. So he give me the phone back, but he didn't erase none of the content. So I'm like, man, who's all these baddies? Who's these dudes? So when in my investigation, I'm looking, I'm like, oh, he is a scammer. It's people from Europe and America thinking they texting a baddie, a bad bitch. The whole time it's a dude. Because remember, one of the boys that was his translator got people in Ghana where they teach you how to get that script. So be careful. There's a whole community of scammers. That's another topic for another live. Let me say that again. It's a whole community, a whole organization of scammers internationally. So Bukare made him give me the phone back. I'm like, oh, this boy out here scamming. So they thought they was gonna use me to go out and have fun at the clubs and all that. I told them, man, shit, I ain't got no money, I'm broke. But when I told them that, their whole attitudes changed. They stopped coming to the hotel, stopped answering my calls. So I said, oh, that's how you get them. When you come to Africa, you play broke to see who really F with you and who really don't. Because Africans, they not going to waste their time with you if you ain't got no money, not unless they truly, genuinely going to help you. So that's how I met the people that truly and generally is down for me in Africa. Play broke. I'm worse than I Love Chris daddy. Y'all remember that show, I Love Chris? You remember his daddy, Terry Crews? Boy, he was tight with a penny. Yeah, that's how I am out here. That's why I don't wear my jewelry out. I try to dress down. Yeah, I try to fit in, blend in. See, when you out and about and you don't blend in, you stand out, you just look like money. So, after I did that, shit, they cut me out. So, JT me like, man, what's up, what's going on with you, bro? You know them boys say? You heard them, I say, yeah, man, these boys on something else. So, we get into it over the phone. Nah, man, you on that American shit, man. Them boys ain't this, ain't that. Man, you better go. I said, okay, bro. And then he's like, well, I got the stove. I got the stove. Hit the boy up. And y'all gonna open up the store because I put money into it. Because I'm like, yeah, man, I'm still staying at the hotel. And, you know, I'm making it do what it do. But shit. And I think I asked him something about the land, something about the house, or something about. But we ended up getting on the topic of the store because he had a store. Well, I sold all the stuff he had at his mansions. I sold that stuff. See, me and one of the boys almost got into it because he wanted one of the little TVs. But I told him it's first come, first serve. Since y'all did me like that at the hotel, I'm going to treat you just like anybody else. So him and man hold that flag. And them boys had to bring the stuff to me. So they were bringing stuff, dropping stuff off, the shea butter. Remember he had the shea butter for sale, the speakers, all this stuff. He had it at mansions, beds, clothes, all that shit. I sold everything off the iPhone. Big salute to Google Translate. Big salute Google Translate. So after everything got sold, them boys was shocked. He was shocked, because he was like, man, I couldn't make no money in Burkina Faso. Boy, how you do it? I say, boy, it's just a hustle limit. Boy, I'm from Charlotte. But as long as we got work, boy, we make anything shake. So after I sold everything, got the money, I think I sent the money to Mama Pearl. I sent the money to Mama Pearl, like, man, I need you out here in Kenya with me. I say, well, shit, I ain't got nothing else going on, man. Let me come out there and see what's happening. This the first time we squared up. What made me leave and come back about some money. So I'm like, shit, bro, I just made all that money selling all your shit. And the store people still owe him money because when I left, I think security deposit or something, but he told him to keep it. Because them boys came, broke the window. I had witnesses and everything. Ran all three of them off. Dolo. Frail body and all. When they see that fire in my eyes, woo, they had never seen that before. So he like, man, yeah, come on out here. So went out there, and that's when I seen, I say, man, it's too much like America. It's too much like America. Even though comfort was good, everything was good. I'm trying to do whatever I could do to help with traffic, but I seen that he wanted to treat somebody like Bentley Farnsworth. And I'm like, hold on, bro. I ain't your maid. I'm not your, I'm your brother. I'm your business partner. So I'm glad I had in his mind I was broke too. See, this how you see how people really treat you when they think you ain't got no money. So he thought he was finna do me like Bentley Farnsworth. I played along with it. Until one day I'm like, man, hey, bro, look, man, you gotta watch how you talking to me, bro. And then shit, one thing went to another and shit. But you gotta get up out of here. All right, I'm gone. Shit. What's up with my land? Oh, well, you can have that house that I built. And that's when I went back and when Mom Dukes helped me out. Because I put all my money into starting it, and Mom Dukes helped me finish it. Kept maintenance on the water well, big salute FOE. Did maintenance on the water well, turned that whole, built the chicken coop, built the rabbit house, planted food, turned the whole compound green. With the blessing of God. That messed his head up. Because in his mind, how he do that and he broke? Because he couldn't do it. You turned the whole compound green. On my other channel, all the footage on my other channel, from start. When you watch my videos, make sure you start from the beginning. My other channel's in the description below. So can't nobody say I was lying. So then he called me, he messed up. I don't know what he did to mess up me and Charcoal relationship. I don't know what calls he made. Me and Charcoal ended up falling out. My dog ended up coming up dead. My rabbits ended up dead. So I know somebody poisoned them because the chickens, you can't really corner no chickens. They're going to be all over the place. So he like, boy, you're holding it down. People, and I got witnesses. FOE seen it. He called me back out to Kenya. Boy, I got a job for you out here. And my mom thought he want me to come out there and hold the camera. At first, I was telling him no. And he was like, boy, they gonna kill you out there. I'm like, man, well, shit, I'm on my land. I'm chilling. I got me a bike. I'm getting a little money from YouTube. I'm good. I'm ready to go out by mine. Got police friends. Chief tells me to pull up anytime I want. The big chief. Pull up anytime I want to. So, rest in peace, Naba. Rest in peace. Because, he was the most open person I think I've met between him and my partner now. The most, what's the word I'm looking for? No strings attached. He was just love just because. You know, so Chief like, man, don't listen to them boys, because there was other people like, man, you call, don't just go to the Chief house without us. You call us. I'm like, the Chief told me I could pull up anytime I want to. I ain't got to call none of y'all. But they didn't like that. Feed off my energy, FOE. Exactly. So after that call, he like, man, come out here. Went out there. That's when I was putting in motion to sell all the land. Go out there. That's when we met Servant of God. Servant of God wanted to be my neighbor. I had extra land on because JT didn't have no money to give me, so he was paying with land. So I sold Servant of God some land next to the house. So that receipt he talking about is some land, some extra land he gave me for my good work, going hard, and now he trying to use that as, oh, you sold your house. What? Come on, bro. So that's when we met Servant of God and all that. But I go back out to Nairobi, waiting on the land to sell. That's why I stayed there for like 7-8 months. As soon as I dip, the land gets sold. My team called me and tell me, you know, the land sold. JT didn't want to fly back to Burkina and sign a power of attorney, so Bukure did. Land got sold. Bukure put the money into a bank account so it could in America now, so it could gain interest. JT told me the land ain't get sold. JT told me that they kept the land and give him no money. Total lie. So I'm back in America at that time, working. I think I stayed for 8 months. Came back, because I'm like, I'm not going to say nothing to him until I see him face to face. And that's when he told me the same thing. But I'm like, man, shit, they said the money in the bank account. I'm showing them receipts and all that. So he's like, we'll talk about that when you get here. Not knowing that when I got there, he was going to be locked up for scamming Samara. Samara wanted her money back. And they held him. It wasn't that the land was fake, wasn't the problem. The land was real. The deal that he made with him and Mercy was the land was supposed to be for him and his family. He was not supposed to be selling land to people building a community. What he was telling us, that's where it turned into a scam. Let me say that again. He signed a deal with Mercy on the land for him and his family, not for a community. But he was promoting to us building that community, right? With the water well, right? So Samara, that's why he had to pay Samara back. The land was real, but his promotion was we building a community. And the police told him, you can't do this on ancestral land. That's why they kept him locked up. See, he left that part out. How you selling land to this woman, and this land is for you and your family, not for a community of Black Americans? That's where the scam kicked in. See, he leave that part out. But Mercy told y'all, when we did the deal was supposed to be, the land was supposed to be for him and his family for a 99-year lease. She told him, well, you can't sell square footage to make a community. When we did our deal was for you and your family. That's why she cut him off. She said, boy, you ain't finna get me in trouble. And what he said, what he told that little lady, I'm gonna make my money. Typical dope fiend shit. Typical dope fiend shit. Typical dope fiend. So, when I got back, I'm like, man, where Mercy at? Oh, man, bump Mercy, bump Mercy. I said, man, something ain't right. Because Mercy was solid. Genuinely solid. Like the chief out here, genuinely solid. You do got genuine people out here that's not worried about your money. They just want you to be a part. They want just to be a part. It's not about your money. It's about the love. Love out here is more important than money. Even though some people will go to the extreme for the money. So when I leave America, like, oh, when I see Fig, I'ma ask, where the money at, bruh? But when I get to Nairobi, he locked up. He ain't answering the phone. Bruh. So the driver called me, Dan. Dan said, man, JT, one of the boys called me and told me to tell you, man, JT locked up. And then Daniel hung up. Him and Dan had fell out. So I called Dan back like, Dan, what's up? What's the problem, bro? Why you just hang up? He said, man, you know JT don't like to listen. He said, well, I don't got nothing to do with it. I'm out of it. So him and JT had ended up falling out. I don't know exactly what happened. I think JT got jealous of Dan because Mr. Reed, the one that bought the water well, that paid the money for the water well, and JT pocketed the money that Servant of God gave him and tooted it all up. But the servant, Mr. Reed ended up buying Dan, I think, like 1 or 2 cars. Dan started growing food on the land. Nigga, they strong arm that out there in McQueen County. He won't tell y'all that either. So as soon as I touch down, day 1, no answer. Day 2, I get confirmation he locked up. So they let JT use the phone. Because they want their money. The police do. So they let him use the phone. Hey, bro, come to this police station. I'm such and such. So I jump on the bike and tell him take me to where he said he was at. So I get there. I think I had like a band, and they said they wanted 500. 500. JT said they wanted 500 to let him go, but the police say nah. The 500 is just to burn the records. So I give him the 500. And we had to stick around until Samara showed up. So I'm still in the dark. I don't exactly know what's going on. Come to find, he had to give that girl back all her bread. Had to give that girl back all her. Big salute, Samara TV. Because the police said, yeah, JT, the land is real, but you can't sell it to other Americans. This ancestral land. That's when I learned. Because when I was there, when him and Mercy signed she was giving him the title and deed, and when she said you can't own it outright until you a citizen, I didn't like that deal. I say, nah, I like the Burkina Faso deal. So we sitting there with Samara. It was a whole bunch of bullshit. I was being an asshole, you know, not knowing the full story. But as I'm listening, I'm like, ancestral land, you can't sell to. I'm like, man, what the hell? I got so many questions, because now I'm a little lost. I already know something ain't right. I know something ain't right. I know I'm in some shit, but I just haven't connected all the dots. So, God's plan, God, you know, he get with his dope fiend talk. So, Time goes by, they end up letting him go. Once he hit 4-5 banks, because he had different banks over there where he had money ducked off. So pull out the money for her, pay her, let him go. Soon as we get out, we go see his new lawyer, right? While we on the way to go see the new lawyer, he called the because I'm like, man, where the weed at? Because I'm like, I know Nairobi got that gas. So he called little shorty that got the gas, the plug. It was a female. Big work on deck. And she's sending people to go drop her stuff off and bring her back the bread. So call her. I didn't know he put the order of the clean in there, that paint. So we get it in the little bag and everything. I'm like, boy, this that gas. So we driving. We go see the lawyer. I go around the corner, pick the work up. Come back to the lawyer's office. He finished. They done talking and doing whatever they doing. We jump in the car. He like, where that pack at? So he like, open it up, make sure everything good. So I open it up. But with this vial, with this white stuff, I say, boy, this look like what I was just selling in America. Well, you got that paint, that scale, that clean. Yeah. So I'm like, now my mind is blown. Because the driver looking through the rearview window, I see his eyes looking at me. I'm looking at him. JT over there, he over there beating it up. Premature dope fiend. Put it on his. Driver eyes get big. Like, my eyes get big. Me and the driver look at each other like, did he just hit it? In front of both of us. Now, if anybody know anything about powder heads in America, powder heads like to keep their stuff secret unless you are a powder head with them. For him to do that in front of me and the driver, that let me know, because I serve powder heads. I know everything about them. That let me know that he was too far gone. That let me know that everything that was happening from Burkina Faso, from him leaving the reason he left Burkina Faso and fell in love with Nairobi was because of that dope. Because Burkina Faso was his rehab coming from America. But his whole rehab, the 15, 18 months, he was fiending for that hit. So when he got a chance to leave from the rehab center, which was Burkina Faso, and got that taste of that Nairobi, oh, it was a wrap. Relapse. Big salute, chat. I'm gonna holler at y'all in a minute. Let me finish my story. Relapse. So when I seen that, that's when everything became, that's when the veil was lifted off my eyes. I say, oh, this is where all the bullshit coming from. This is where all the bullshit coming from. See, so when I brought it to y'all, I wasn't meaning it as a joke, because there's plenty of people in America that's powder heads. I was saying that he was on that dope. I knew that was the downfall to his kingdom he was trying to build in Africa. So the stuff with Samara led to me calling my Kenyan cousin, who my first cousin is married to her little sister. She's a big judge in Nairobi. So I call her about the land situations. So as soon as I tell her, look, I'm in a situation about some land, she said, whoa, boy, you better get out of that. She said, boy, you might got to come see me in court. I say, what? She said, anything dealing with foreigners and land, it usually come to see me in court. I can't give you any legal advice because you might got to come see me. I say, oh my God. So that's when I reached out to Mercy. And she was like, but this is how you put them to the test. Test your friend's loyalty to you. You ask them for a refund and tell them you talked to a lawyer and they told you to ask them for a refund. So that's what I did. But that boy told me to come get it back in blood. So that's what I'm doing now, getting it in blood. And then ATM Tim came, he helped connect some more dots. And and I'm like, man, I'm glad I planted my seeds in Burkina Faso as a plan B. Because Trapflix, I just knew that you know, I was that's what killed my faith in making money on digital platforms. Because when I seen what he was building, I knew that in America, the white supremacists would not let no black man have that much power to have access to moving money between countries, letting people all over the world socialize with each other. I knew they wasn't gonna let no black man have no power like that. That's why Trapflix streaming, you can't go live and interact with each other. You can't send money to each other. You can't monetize unless the white man is watching you monetize. See, if he would have built a black platform in Africa, he would have been able to control who get monetized and who don't, which companies can use his platform to send and receive money. He would have had power. I'm talking about Mark Zuckerberg power. But see, he had to bring it back to America and get treated like a dope fiend. Yeah, ATM, he made ATM Tim get on his knees and suck it on YouTube to get his money back. Yep. Big salute, FOE. He was trying to get you out your grind, off your focus to be, yeah, trying to feed off my energy and learn from me. Because he don't got no bounce. He sold his soul already. He sold his soul and went and bought a mosque. How backwards is that? You supposed to go buy your mosque and fight the devil to keep your soul. Look, you see him in Burkina when the lady brought them beads. Where is the bounce at? He ain't got no bounce. How you from California and you ain't got no bounce? With all them dancing ass people in California, you can't even get low. Oh, man. Well, if you know Fig, you know not the full of truck. I didn't know Fig, Blaze. I was going off good faith. Amelia Dixon, big salute, sis. Thank you, sis. That's why I didn't erase, and I'm not gonna erase none of my footage. All my proof is in the pudding. I ain't got nothing to hide. Yeah, FOE. A straight snake. Look at his neck. Yeah. He a goofy-headed snake. Oh, yeah, sis, breaking it all the way down. Because he posting the footage now. Look how he look like a dope fiend straight off of somebody. Look like somebody paid for him to get a haircut. Look at him in this footage he posting in Burkina. This when he was in rehab. Yep. Look at it on there scratching and twitching and shit. Trying to take his mind off of getting a hit. Trying to take his mind off getting a hit. Scrambling and scratching and shit. Yeah, Chief Rattlesnake. Yeah, that's ATM Tim. He don't know if he want to be a troll or a content creator. Yeah, crybaby. Yeah, he a crybaby. He somebody else ain't got no bounce. Oh yeah, sis, you know this real. Cause sis, you been around, FOE been around, a lot of y'all been around. Y'all my witnesses. So it don't matter what footage he erased. In the Quran it say, all you gotta bring is 4 witnesses. I got more than 4 witnesses that can witness, but all of us are agents all of a sudden. Dope fiend, you been an agent since 1995, bringing souls to the devils of the entertainment industry. Since 1995. But you were, I don't know who worse, JT or P. Diddy. Who worse? So y'all better be careful. Because they buying social media souls too. You know, people done sold their soul for social media. Crazy how the mind that invented Trapflix is unalived. Now he got the idea. We know how this wicked entertainment industry go. And let me make this clear too. The Islam, the NOI, Islam, is different from the Islam in Africa. I seen a Quran the other day, a Arabic Quran. Not the Quran that the NOI giving out. It's not all the way the same. Somebody playing some games. It's not all the way the same. Let me say that again. It's not all the way the same. Somebody playing some games with God. And God gonna punish them. God gonna punish them. Because the original Quran only supposed to have 30 chapters. The NOI Quran got about 100 and something. And I noticed that the NOI, they don't even follow the words that the Quran that they hold says. Because one thing the Quran teach, you don't hold nothing equally with Allah. Allah is supreme. And what do the NOI say? Oh, in the peace be upon Master Farah Muhammad. I believe he was a messenger and a prophet. But Allah did not come in the person of no man. If Allah wanted to come to earth, Allah would have came himself. So for them to say Allah in the person of a man, oh boy, y'all better read y'all book. They not reading their book. Because the day of resurrection is upon you, Nation of Islam. In America. I can understand if y'all say, okay, yeah, Master Farah Muhammad was a prophet and a messenger, okay. But for y'all to say Allah in the person, in a man, boy, y'all committing the ultimate sin. That's why I say America is the land of the wicked, boy. And the slave master has put in folk mind non-violence so they can keep kicking them in the ass. Now see, the Quran don't teach that. If you are treated unjustly, you supposed to defend yourself in the way of Allah. You don't go overboard with it. You just defend yourself, back them up off you, get up off me. But you don't be the aggressor. You don't go to war with nobody unless they go to war with you. And see, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, peace be upon him, he learned that when he got that land in Alabama and they was down there battling. He wrote a book about it. I recommend y'all go read it. Peace be upon him. So the more I read my Quran, the more I got questions about the Nation of Islam in America. I understand you live by the sword, you die by the sword, you live by the gun, you die by the gun, but that's just the way it go. That's just the way it go. No, that's why they not respected. Because they don't follow the words of the book. Why do y'all think they always, when you see Farrakhan and them on TV, why they always preaching out of the Bible and not the Quran? If he's supposed to be a messenger of Allah, he's supposed to be teaching you the word out of that Quran. Or either have them both together, showing you where the comparison is. You're supposed to have your Quran, your not even the Bible. You're supposed to have Psalms, which was given to David. You're supposed to have the Gospels, and you're supposed to have Revelations, which was written by Jesus's great granddaddy John on the island of Patmos, where they created the white man. You see how all science and religion goes together? So it's not the whole Bible. You got certain books that, matter of fact, what's the book? In Arabic, the book of Psalms is the holy scripture revealed by King David. See, y'all don't even know that God gave King David scripture, did you? You ain't even know that. The first king of Israel? Yeah, God gave David scripture, Psalms. It's called, in Arabic, it's called Z-A-B-U-R, Zabur. So I don't know who's supposed to get this message today, but I could guarantee you a lot of people have never even heard this. All you know, King David as, oh, he the one slayed Goliath. Yeah, he also got a book from God that he was supposed to follow. And people are saying it's Psalms. Palms. What is P-S-A-L-M-S? Alms. So you be careful when you in America, listening to these people talk about God, and they not standing on truth. Because at the end of the day, God is one anyway. Whether you Christian, Muslim, Hebrew, Israelite, they all are Islamic. Christians are Islamic. Hebrew Israelites are Islamic. Y'all are all babies of Islam at the end of the day. Because God is one. Rastas, Islamic. But you know where the problem come in at? You know where the curse come in at? Y'all don't keep the Sabbath. That's one thing I learned about being in Burkina Faso. They keep the Sabbath every weekend and on the holy days. Christians don't keep the Sabbath. What y'all supposed to do? And then people talking about, oh, we the chosen ones. Nah, you not doing what the deal. Y'all not holding up the part of the deal. Y'all gotta go read scripture so you know what the deal was between God and Abraham. Brooklyn OG. Big salute, Brooklyn OG. No, but I heard David had a walking stick like Moses, though, that had powers. You know the stick that Moses used to part the Red Sea? Do you know Turkey got it? You know the sword that Goliath used? This let me know that the Holy Scriptures are real. Turkey got them in a museum. But now, Ivan, I never David Wood. What is that, Ivan? But yeah, Chief Rattlesnake, NOI ain't respected because they hold a man up on the same level as God. When that man didn't create the stars, the moon, the sun, the earth, yeah, he didn't create none of that. He created a ship, though. He got the blueprints to build a ship. Well, there's two of them out there. Let's go get some prayers in right quick, y'all. Because I feel like all y'all need it today. Al-Fatiha. Wait. Amin. Allahu Akbar. Baraka, Cusco. Allah, 50. C'est bon? Man, what you got? Come on in. bon? Voilà, merci beaucoup. Bon arrivée. Yeah, I trick off with little boys for prayers. I tell the op that I trick off with little boys for prayers. Make sure the youngest have motivation to glorify God, because that's the future. In my Quran, I read the afterlife, the hereafter. Those are going to be the leaders of the new world. So you got to make sure the kids come up righteous, because righteousness is what's going to lead the new world. After all us wicked ones, after our nose gets swiped, those are going to be the ones, the leaders of the new world, the righteous. The ones that pray, no prayer. So that's part of my job in Africa too, is to make sure that they keep their prayers strong, keep God first. And I notice their prayers have gotten better. Their prayers have gotten better. Even though they maybe need to slow down a little bit, take their time. But you see, head up, chest out, and you can hear them, right? So those of y'all who know kids that don't know how to pray, let me break the bad news to you. God gonna wipe their nose. I know y'all like, oh, Kutty, oh, why would you say something like that? Because it's the truth. That's why I'm glad my little girl know how to pray. My son, yeah, he might get his little nose wiped. Because I can tell you now, he probably don't know how to pray. So if you got kids, you better teach them how to pray like grandma and them used to make us do before we go to bed. Say your prayers. Y'all remember that back in the day? Did your grandma and them used to make y'all say prayers? Oh, you think you safe because you was a kid, huh? Nah, did you know you can inherit the curses of your mothers and your fathers? Yep. Yeah, Moses' staff, Goliath's sword. Yeah, it's in Turkey, in a museum. So at the end of the day, the only ones that Muslims are supposed to beef with is the polytheists, the atheists, and it's another group. But polytheists, oh man, yeah, you supposed to go to war with them. Those are the non-believers. Oh yeah, any polytheists? Like your boy Tom Cruise? Yeah, we supposed to be at war with people like that. You think it ain't no God? God is the biggest scientist. Yeah, God is the biggest scientist. He the biggest mathematician. He's the ultimate creator. And he's a giant. Everything around us is biology. Everything around us is living. Atoms. In Africa, they call them the Adamu. Are you late? You late. Your boy's gone. You late. Look, the late one. And he the oldest. See, the other two came quick. He usually be with them. You late. Like, feel me? Look. He got the lickety. Look out, he late. He came too late. And he the oldest. And the smallest one, it always be the smallest one be the bad one. Well, he bad. See, and because it's usually them three. The little one, you all know him. He be playing in the water and shit all the time at the sink outside. But the biggest one, I don't know where he was at. He came late. They didn't got their prayers. I done gave him the money. That's it. I'm done. Yep. But yeah, Ivan, you ain't said nothing. What is David's wood? You talking about David's staff? Big salute, Burkina OG. Yeah, at least he want to pray. Yeah, that's good. What I'm saying is he late. He late for the donations. Yeah, he late for the donation. And then you gotta understand too, that's part of their hustle. He know when you with the crew, y'all better get here at the same time. I'm not finna be going back and forth, but what? Nah. Cause they plan, this is one of their stops. They know I'm here every day. If you late to work, what happened when you're late for work? Danny Jones. Oh man, big salute, Urban Mac. You know, I try to bring, I just gotta get a message. Whatever message God put on my heart, I gotta give it plainly, clearly, no sugarcoat. No, oh, brother, it's going to be, I got it. Right now, the way people feel about things got people handicapped. You know, yeah, you got to take people's feelings into perspective, but when it comes to stuff that could be detrimental to you, man, you can't sugarcoat that. Man, you got to keep it straight and 100. You got to keep it a buck. Yeah, it's their little money on it. They know, see the two little boys, they made sure they got here. The other two, they made sure they got here. That's why I'm like, look, because I was looking for him. I was like, where the big boy at? Because he the oldest. Yeah, Blaze, you right. But that's, see, Blaze, when God got you, it don't matter who know voodoo, witchcraft, whatever they doing. No power trumps God's power. That's another thing I've learned since I've been in Africa. Because I'm pretty sure I got people trying to do voodoo on me, all types of crazy shit. And they wonder why it come back, whatever they put out, they wonder why it come back and kick them all upside the back of their head. That's because God is the best of planners. While they plan, while they making plans, God planning against them. I don't gotta make no plans. And then God has put his armor on me as a message to those who got plans to do wickedness on me. God has sealed me. So what I'm doing with the jewelry is not for cool, not for looks. This is God working through a man. Nah, Blaze, ain't nothing pure about me. When I wash, I purify myself, but only virgins are pure. Ain't nothing pure about none of us, unless you a virgin, unless you don't know the word. Ain't nothing pure about none of us. And when I say pure, I mean like innocent. That God will maybe look past, you know, judging you. But once you know right from wrong, once you know evil, yeah, yeah. You got one more time, Blaze. We just ain't, well, this is the message channel. But I ain't got time for your bullshit. I'll just shut you up. Yeah. So big salute to everybody tuning in, tapping in, man. Y'all make sure I hit that subscribe button. And come on, interact, engage with me. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go piss real quick. And come on, interact, engage with me. Did I leave anything out? I feel like I'm leaving some stuff out. It's so much shit that's going on that y'all didn't see. I know I'm leaving something out. Any questions? Did I miss anything, y'all? I'm just commentating to what I see the celebrity, the F-list celebrity dope fiend, what I see him putting out there. Cause he not gonna go out without a fight. And I wouldn't expect him not to. But he's shooting target bullets and we shooting green dots. That's the difference. And now that I realized that he sold his soul back in 1995, that's why he don't got no rhythm, no bounce. He can't bounce to the beat. That's why. The devil take that from him. Man, big salute, Battle Rap Street. I gotta be a real and I gotta be 100. That's all I know. That's one thing I ain't never been. I've never been one to be fake, man. That's just not. It gotta be real, man. Gotta be 100 because I want people to be 100 with me. So you gotta be real, man. You can't. And then if you keep it real, you know when somebody not keeping it real with you. You know, that's why I was kicking myself in the ass because I call myself being humble. I call myself trying to be respectful, which was not necessarily a bad thing, but I was giving it to a person that didn't appreciate it. But I didn't know no better, you know. But as I learned, you know, that was a trial. What I went through with JT and what I'm going through with Trapflix streaming right now. Oh, Trapflix streaming is a trial that is helping purify me. I'm not pure, but trials purify. Will they make you better or will they make you worse? Will you learn from them? What message did you get from your trial? What parables and examples have you learned from the trials and tribulations that you go through? That's why I put my title, Trials Purify. Boy, that op, he reminiscing about his days in Burkina Faso going through rehab. Yeah, no sugar, honey, iced tea. This straight Texas Pete hot sauce. Piedmont. I'll be right back, y'all. Let me go piss. Hit that subscribe button as y'all tuning in, tapping in. Subscribe. Yeah, I'm back, y'all. I'm back. Now, no disrespect from the nation to the Nation of Islam, but I read the book, all my people that's in the NOI, and I know it's probably a lot of people in the NOI that got questions. Or a lot of people that's like, but those that read, because you suppose if you read the book, it's hard to lie on the book, right? So as I'm reading the book, I start looking at them like, something not right. And then I'm hearing people say, you know, that's not the same nation as it was with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, peace be upon him. That's why I'm like, I hear them talking, but what they say, it don't match up with what's in the book. It don't match up with God's word. So when I was listening to Brother BNX read the Quran during Ramadan, I know this is a question on a lot of their mind that they probably scared to ask. Why are we holding a prophet or a messenger like the Christians do with Jesus? Why are we putting them on the same level with God when God is the one that gave them the power to come be a parable and example for man? So the youth of the Nation of Islam that's actually going to read their books, I know this is a question that they have that they're probably scared to ask. I'm not scared to ask because they read the book. And I notice when they get to the sections of the book that say you don't do that, they pause a little bit and they read. Because they giving their praises to a man. But I guess their excuse is, oh, he came in the person of Master Farah Muhammad, which Elijah Muhammad said himself that Master Farah Muhammad told him, you don't pray to me, you pray to God. If Master Farah Muhammad used to prostrate and pray. You're supposed to prostrate and pray to the same power that the messenger is praying to. That man never told nobody to pray to him. So I know that's a question that a lot of people are scared to ask. Even Brother Ben X scared to ask it. But I ain't scared. Big salute, Paper Route Fizz. It's deep, ain't it? Paper Route Fizz. That's deep. I had to think about that. I'm like, man, if the book say you don't hold nothing up, and it stresses that, that's all through the Quran. Boy, you don't hold nothing. But when your day come, when you have your meeting with God, God gonna call you, and he gonna call Master Farad Muhammad. And Master Farad Muhammad gonna say, I never told them to pray to me. They got your book. They were supposed to read it. So it's your fault. And in the Quran, it also say, it's not God that does it to man. Man does it to himself. So when you go have your meeting with God, they gonna ask you, God gonna ask you, with Jesus, hey Jesus, did you tell this person to pray to you? So that's why I tell everybody, don't listen to what I say. Go get you a book and you read it. Get you a Quran, get you a Torah, get you a Bible. Even though the Bible been broke down and remixed more than any rap song we know, you expand your knowledge. You travel the world. The Quran also tells you to travel the world and see what happened to the people that were mightier than you. What happened to those people? What happened to those? What happened to the great city of Egypt? What happened to the great city of Kemet? What happened to Babylon? What happened to Sodom and Gomorrah? What's happening to America right now? Nose wiping going on, ain't it? A whole lot of it, ain't it? The Quran tell you that you go in the land, you travel the land, you be a globe trotter, you travel around and see what happened to the people that was before you, that was mightier in number, that had more knowledge than you, greater civilizations than you. Go ahead, go look at them. Look at the ruins. They say Lot wife's still out there in the pillar of salt somewhere in the desert. Don't y'all know about Lot? Y'all know about Sodom and Gomorrah, don't you? Those places are still here as a parable and example of what's going to happen to you, boy, if you don't tighten up. Will you be a part of the group that helps repopulate the world after God come get rid of all the wickedness? You supposed to pray to Jehovah in the name of Jesus. You supposed to pray to Allah in the name of Master Farad Muhammad. You supposed to pray to Allah in the name of Muhammad. Peace be upon them. You supposed to pray to Allah in the name of Jesus. Just say in the name of all the prophets, I pray to God. Or you can just cut them out and go straight to the source. Just say, peace be upon all the prophets and the messengers. Because one thing I read too, God gonna keep giving prophets and messengers. It ain't gonna stop. It don't say that in no holy word. Oh, Muhammad gonna be the last messenger. This person, in the Quran, it say God gonna deliver messengers and prophets up until the time that he gonna come wipe everybody's nose. I pray to both Jehovah and Jesus. That was what yeah, and it say that in the Quran too. The fathers of yore, the fathers of past, they doing what their fathers was doing. Go get you the Quran is plain and simple. I recommend go get you might need to go get the one that NOI read and go get you an Arabic one and translated to English, an original one with 30 chapters. Because they took books out of the Bible and they added books to the Quran. Yeah, God is one. God got many different names. They say that in the Quran too. God got many names, which we're not supposed to have nicknames. But God got many names. But at the end of the day, he is one. Jah is Allah. Jehovah is Allah. Allah is all, the supreme, the creator of the heaven, the hell, the sun, the moon, the stars, and the earth, and all the planets. So at the end of the day, all religions come back to Abraham. Abraham is the father of all religions, right? But Abraham named us Muslims. Abraham didn't name us Hebrew Israelites. Abraham didn't name us Jews. Abraham didn't name us Christians. Abraham named us Muslims. Oh, he named us Orthodox Christians. Them names that man made. So if you want to follow a man, go back to the beginning. Go to Abraham. Go to Noah. Go to Enoch. That's why they took Enoch out the Bible. They don't mention him too much in the Quran neither. But they do mention him. He just got a different name. Just like the Greek gods. Same gods, just different names. African gods, same gods. Like African spirituality. As I'm learning about African spirituality, the closest thing to as far as religion to African spirituality is Islam. That's why you got the Dogon tribe out here that practice African spirituality along with Islam. It goes together. See, America and Europe is the only places where you separate things. Division. You got to put everything together in one perspective. See, when you separate things, that's what causes confusion. When you make different groups, that's what causes confusion. You got to have divine unity. You put everything together like a fist. If you smack somebody, it's hard to knock them out. You can't knock somebody out by smacking them with an open hand. But when you close that mud like a fist, what you're not, you can sweep somebody off their feet. You can kill somebody with a fist. You can't kill nobody by smacking them. The higher power, the most high. Hey, Burkina, G, the Father is Allah. In order to get to the Father, all you got to do is submit and pray. Burkina, G. Like I did. I submitted turned my life over. Full submission to God's will. That's how you get to the Father. Don't let no man tell you how to get to the Father. God's word said, to get to the Father, total submission to the will of the Father, of God. Allah is the Father. What up, Deanna? Big salute, Deanna. I know a little something. I'm learning every day. But whatever message God put on my mind to share with the people, or talk to the people about, that's what I do. So I know a little something. I don't know it all. I'm learning every day. But everything that I learned as far as history, it lined up with Islam, man. Almighty God, yes, Burkina OG. To get to the Father, all you gotta do is submit. Simple. Give him all your praises. Give him all your glory. That's why when I hear people say, oh man, Muslims pray too much. Man, you can't pray enough. You can't pray enough. You can't pray enough. What up, Deanna? I said hello. You keep saying the same thing. We don't do that here. Thank you for, being here, Deanna. Thank you for being here. Well, what's up with you, baby? Talk to us. Talk to us, baby. What's up? Yeah, but who wrote the Bible, Burkina OG? Is that the original Bible? Did the slave masters write that Bible? The key books of the Bible are the Gospels, Revelations, and Psalms. Burkina OG. Those were the books that was brought down by God. Now, Burkina OG, what you need to do, you need to read this Bible. Get off that King James Version. Orthodox, Tawahedo, biblical canon. That's where they copied the King James Bible from. But if you want to stick with the Bible, you stick with the Bible. Because at the end of the day, anybody who reads the Bible is a child of Islam. Burkina OG, ain't no way around that. Sorry, OG. Ain't no way around it. And if you don't believe me, what do your book say about Abraham, Burkina OG? Yeah, go get you a Quran, man. But if you reading the Bible, you need to be reading the Ethiopian Bible. That's where they copied the Bible that we read in America. That's where they copied that Bible from. The Hebrew Bible, the King James, whatever Bible you're reading, this Bible right here is older than both of them. Where do you think the Hebrews come from? Ethiopia, right? Come on now, Burkina OG, it ain't that hard. And the Hebrew tribes got many names. See, you know where the confusion came in at? At the 12 tribes. That's where the confusion came in at. You got 12 kids that were rebellious, that wanted to teach something different. That's where the problems come in at, Burkina OG. Yeah, it's made to confuse you. See, the Bible that the black people got in America was made to control the slaves. I'm not saying it's fake. I'm saying it's been remixed. But if you want a good source to start at, Ethiopia. Because one thing about Ethiopia, it's hard to tell the difference between the Christians and the Muslims in Ethiopia. Because the Christians in Ethiopia, do you know they prostrate when they pray? Like Muslims do? Did y'all know that? Y'all didn't know that, huh? Yeah, y'all got a lot to learn. And on the way to learn some things, you got to get out here and get in this world. You got to get out of that America, that slave bubble called America. That's why God had me sit in Ethiopia for a day. That one day, I learned a lot in that one day. Because I'm like, damn. And they paid for the room. They paid for everything. I'm like, okay. Now, this is a blessing. Just for me to see. Because when prayer time come in Ethiopia, the Muslims and the Christians go pray. I'm like, damn, that sound like church bells. And that sound like the call to prayer. But you can't tell who. The Christian women in Ethiopia, they cover their modesty. Yeah. See, hey, Brooklyn OG, what do your Hebrew Bible say about Enoch? Because if Enoch is not in that Hebrew Bible, boy, you reading the wrong Bible, OG. Yeah, you reading the wrong Bible. Yeah, Brooklyn OG, I just showed you where the Greeks and them got they text from, Brooklyn OG. Hey, Brooklyn OG, only thing I can do, OG, is lead you to the water. I can't hold it up to your mouth so you could drink it. I told you where to go get the information at. You don't gotta tell me about the Greeks and the Hebrews, texts and all that. I'm telling you where they got, where they copied their text from. This Ethiopian Bible is older than the Greek text. Come on now, Brooklyn OG. Me and JT seem to know more about the Bible than the Quran. Well, we were born Christians, Brooklyn OG. I know more about the Quran now than I know about the Bible. And Brooklyn OG, did you just hear me say you got to put them together? Because the Bible will leave you confused with questions. The Quran will answer your questions, Brooklyn OG. Am I saying anything that you're not understanding, Brooklyn OG? Because I know you be on the meds, so I know it'd be hard to comprehend. But at the end of the day, Brooklyn OG, this is what you need to understand, my elder brother. They all go together. He tried to tell me who in the Bible. I don't care. All of us is in the Bible, Brooklyn OG. All of us is in there. Tell me something I don't know, Brooklyn OG. What other, matter of fact, Brooklyn OG, since you know the Hamites are in the Bible, what are the other names? What are the Hamites' nicknames? See, that's why y'all so confused. Like Brooklyn OG, he a confused OG because he separates things. All his life he's been taught to separate. So my job is to motivate him to put it all together. Put it together like a fish, Brooklyn OG. Put it all together. See, if you keep separating things, you just gonna get more confused. You put it all together. God is one. The same prophets and messengers that's in the Bible is in the Quran. Don't they mention Muhammad in the Bible? So in order for you to get a full understanding of truth, you're going to have to travel this world, because America is going to make sure that you don't get the full total truth. But I just showed you what Bible you need to be reading is that Ethiopian Bible. That's where the Europeans, you said the Greeks, right? That's where the Europeans got their word. Yeah, a lot of names to keep you confused, Brooklyn OG. Yeah, to keep you confused, just like they want you to think the people in Ethiopia is different from the people in Senegal, which in all actuality, we are all the same. We are all melanated beings. Yeah, you right, Paper Rob Fizz. We can't live long enough to know the truth. Yeah, it's so much, boy, it's so much out here. Oh man, it'll blow your mind. Well, no, I can't necessarily agree with that. In order for you to know truth, you got to take out division. Put it all together. Don't separate nothing. When you put it all together, everything will make a lot more sense. Yeah, but we're not talking about Hamites though, Brooklyn OG. Hamites ain't the only ones in the Holy Scriptures. We're just gonna say scriptures. That's what we're gonna say. We're gonna say scriptures. The message you're supposed to be getting about this, OG, put it all together. Put everything together. See, the colonizers and the slave masters separated everything so you could be confused. Like, prime example, you know why they trying to blot out the sun? So you won't gain power. And they all in on that. The Chinese, the Russians, everybody in on that. Yeah, I do learn something new every day. Like this is my, I think I'm on my 4th or 5th time reading the Quran, and it seemed like a whole new read. I'm like, damn, how I missed this part? How I missed this? How I missed this part? Yeah, don't let it confuse you. Just put everything together. Put everything in one perspective. Because by us, we've been taught to separate things from our race to religion to that's what got us in total confusion. That's what keep our minds throw off. What I'm talking about, Brooklyn OG, is put everything in one perspective. That's what I'm talking about. So you won't be so confused. That's what I'm talking about, Brooklyn OG. All your life, I know you older. You know, I know they say it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks, but all your life you've been taught to separate things, which has confused you up into an older age. So a lot of things are going to be hard for you to understand. That's why a lot of the OGs, they just give up. Man, I'm comfortable. I don't want to hear none of that. Yep. But if you was able to travel, OG, that will make the world a lot clearer to you. Because the way you going about it right now, you ain't gonna do nothing but stress yourself out, trying to understand. So the best thing for you right now at your age, you gotta get out here and see it to believe it. Because hearing a man say it, it ain't gonna do nothing but make you more confused. So you gotta get out here and talk to people in these villages that's your age, where you can understand. That's the sad thing about the elders in America. That they're waking up at an older age. I wish that you could get out here and talk to people that's your age so you can get a better understanding. Africa got many different names, man. Jesus got many different names. Moses, Abraham, many different names. Names change. I don't know, Burkina OG. You go find the information and come back and talk to me. I don't know. You go find the information and come back and talk to me. You looking too deep into it. It ain't even that deep. It ain't even that deep. Big OG, big salute, big OG. Yeah, friendly neighborhood colonizers. Yep, you right, Brooklyn OG. You right. I'm just glad I'm not living in their neighborhood no more. I'm glad I could leave y'all over there in the neighborhood. Yep. See, in the neighborhood I'm living in now, yeah, we kicked out all the colonizers. Yep. They don't control nothing over here. They trying though. But yeah, they don't control nothing over here. That's why I'm glad I like this new neighborhood I'm living in. Yeah, I like this new neighborhood. Yeah, it's quite nice. It just get a little hot at times, but you know, it's a beautiful place with beautiful people. That's who I was running from in America. Them friendly colonizers. You know what's sad? Some Americans, they so comfortable. They're like, man, we'll put up with the colonizers. Yep. Long as we get to eat at their dinner table. While y'all begging to eat it, while black Americans be begging to eat at the colonizers' dinner tables, what they should have been doing was going in there and flipping over the dinner table with the food still on it. and smacking the head colonizer upside his head. That's what they should have been doing. But you know, the generation, the city-in generation, they weren't built like that. You know, over time, from slavery to Jim Crow to segregation and all that, just look at the timeline of how weak the elders got. They went from running and escaping from the plantation every day, getting caught, some getting killed, some escaping, to go find a better plantation, to accepting going to sit in a restaurant, getting their food spat in, getting hosed down, chanting, "We shall overcome." The timeline just getting weaker and weaker. And look at the generation now. They killing each other. They in a state of confusion. They don't know if they want to be mad at this white supremacist or if they want to join a white supremacist. So look at the confusion of Black America right now. That's stressful. I'm glad I'm in the land of black folks where I ain't got to go through that stress. I got enough gray hairs coming in. I'm not trying to be stressed out about what's going on and die of a heart attack. So as I recap my history, my history in America, it just look like they just get weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker. Not stronger, 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 and stronger versus what's going on right here, right now. They getting stronger and stronger and stronger. See, and then Black Americans got the nerve to hype themselves up thinking Africa need their help. No, Africa don't need your help. Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger don't need your help. They could use your help. The door is open for you to come be a part of getting your power back. But if you comfortable where you at, shit, stay where you at. Ain't nobody begging nobody to come to Africa. See, one thing about being in Africa, especially in these three countries, these are the most specialist countries. The AES is the most special countries in history right now, and black history all over the world. Yep. Yep. And it's spreading. Slow progress is better than no progress. So give it another 2-3 years. And just imagine when all of Africa have leadership like the leadership in Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. We're not going to speak on North Africa. We'll just speak on the Sahel and below. So we'll say what? 45 countries? It don't matter what is going on in America if America can be able to produce for the international market. Because we can replace America. Well, Africa can replace the American on the world economy. Change the subject, Brooklyn OG. I don't want to talk about no Hamites. Talk about the Hamites for what? When ain't no, for what? Ain't nobody representing for the Hamites. Let's talk about right now, Burkina OG. You can't do nothing to go back in the past and change the past. Let's talk about what we can change right now. Let's talk about that, Burkina OG. We create the future. So whatever time that we got left on this earth, we need to make sure the future gonna be better for the following generation. So what kind of knowledge do you got out of all these years on earth, Burkina OG? What type of knowledge do you got that can make the future better? Are you worried about the Hamites? Don't worry about them. Worry about right now. Yeah, that's old stories. Yeah, we in a new book, Burkina OG. We ain't got time to worry about the fathers of yore, the fathers of the past. It's good to know history, but what can you do to keep their fight still going, to make their progress still going? I'm talking about black people as a whole, Burkina OG. See, you might be too under the influence to engage in this. It sounds like you confused right now, Burkina OG. So the topic is, what can we do to make the future better for black people all over the globe? You got any recommendations, Burkina OG? For black people all over the world as a whole. What can we do to make the future better? What can you contribute to make the future better? Messed his head up. You don't got to answer right now. Take your time and think about it, Burkina OG. Take your time and think about it. Because that's not something anybody could just answer. Even I'm thinking of stuff every day. So you just sit back and think about it. We instead of dwelling on the past, just because we learned some history that we didn't know, we know it's been a problem. See, our job is to elevate. What can we do to elevate ourselves as a people? What can we do to get our power back? One, keep God first. I do know that. No matter your religion, it don't matter, as long as you ain't no polytheist, as long as you believe in the God. That's one. After that, then we need to come up with some intelligent ideas. Because people going back and forth about who the Hamites, who the Kemites, and who the Nubians, and who did this, and who wrote the Bible, and who did that, and man, that's besides that's we right where the white supremacists want us. Trying to figure out something that can't help or benefit us. We need to figure out ways that's going to help and benefit us as a people to reign supreme on our earth that God gave us. Not just a little piece of land that don't nobody know the original name to. The world is ours. The whole globe, Brooklyn OG. Just think about that. The whole globe. See, while you thinking the Hamites had this little piece of land right here, no. You were taught wrong, my brother. You gotta look at the whole globe, brother. See, that's the type of knowledge you learn when you get to travel outside of America. See, when you stuck in that American bubble, you think that God ordained East Africa for the Hamites and West Africa for the Kemites. No. The globe. This knowledge, out of all these years you've been living it, you ain't never learned. And you probably can't get it in America. Because this is something that they don't want you to know. Exactly. Don't wait till you're an elder. I mean, no, even when you an elder. See, when you an elder, what the elders got to do is not... See, one thing I know about the elders out here, they not scared to learn new things. Bless you, bless you. They not scared to learn new things. See, the elders in America, you can't tell them nothing. But they know everything. Yeah. And then you got to be specific about knowledge. You want all the knowledge. You want mathematics. You want reading. History should be at the bottom. You want to learn astrology. You want to learn nature. Just like David. Do you know one thing that was special? Another thing that was special about David? God gave him the ability to communicate with the birds. Oh, y'all didn't know that, did you? Yeah, that's in your Quran too. That's another special thing about David. Not only did God give him Psalms, he had the power to communicate with the birds, with nature. I ain't just gonna say birds, I'm gonna say with nature. That's another thing made David special. So when you say knowledge, you gotta put it all in one perspective. History should be at the bottom of your knowledge list. Yeah, they be all over the place, Brooklyn OG. That's why I say in your holy word, it tell you to go in the land and look, just like Jesus. He had to go around the world to gain knowledge. Go to Asia, he traveled the world. Look at all the prophets. Moses traveled through the desert. David traveled, hide in caves. He all over the place. Lot and them traveling. We globetrotters. If you represent for the ancestors and you stuck in one little piece of place, you can't represent for the ancestors, because in every holy text, they were all travelers, seeking knowledge, seeking the grace of God, the abundance, we surrounded by the abundance of God. But if you got people talking about one specific place, it's world knowledge. You got to travel around and learn. Go through trials and tribulations. Like my title say, trials purify. So with that being said, y'all, I love y'all, man. My phone getting ready to die. Hell of a conversation. Hey, this was a hell of a conversation, chat. Yeah, this was a good one. Salute to my chat. Salute to my mods. Salute to everybody that tuned in, tapped in. I hope I was some motivation. I hope y'all learned something, because I did. I hope I was a great parable and example. And if it's something that I didn't cover that y'all want to talk about, man, leave me some comments. Y'all talk to me. Y'all know I talk back. And I wonder if the op, oh, Trapflix streaming, I'm talking about you. Yeah, keep posting them rehabilitation videos. Big old Jude, I try to do my lives in the morning. Yeah, like I'm finna go live. I'm gonna let my phone charge up, and then we finna be on the other channel to talk business, talk about how to get us some money, or either talk about Burkina Faso. Now, before we go, do anybody got any questions about the Trapflix situation? Because when we get on the other channel, we don't speak on that negative shit. Nothing about JT and on the other channel. That's business, Burkina Faso, traveling, mainly business. This is the message channel. This is where we all over the place. '72 undefeated. Please go get your profile pic. I'm only gonna answer this question right quick because I like that. Curious, what do you think about the stance on all religions are used to control? No, religions are not used to control. People use religions to control, but when you look at religion, the two things you're supposed to get from religion is give all thanks and praise and glorify God, and use all the prophets and messengers as parables and examples of how to live your life. Now, see, when you listen to men talk, that's how you get control. If you read the scriptures for yourself, that's when you learn how to live. That's why I look at Islam as a lifestyle and not a religion. It teaches you how to live. Game over. Big salute, game over. Because people can use religion as a form of control to get money. Yep. Yeah, big salute, Burkina. That's why we'll speak on him. I just only, this channel, I just react to what JT be talking about. To you as use him as a parable and an example for the like-minded people. Because he only fooling the rejects. Those of us who know, man, we see right through that shit. Oh, big salute, 72. Just when you come back and interact, just get your profile pic, family. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. It don't gotta be you, no family members. You saw everybody got a profile pic of something. Put something up there. So salute y'all, man. Love y'all, man. And we'll be on the other side in probably like 30 minutes. Yeah, give me like 30 minutes. Let my phone charge up. And we're going to go over there and we'll talk business. We'll talk Burkina Faso. We'll talk AES. We'll talk Mali, Niger. We'll talk Africa. You know, and we'll do it like that. So I love y'all, man. Salute to the chat. Love y'all, chat. Big salute everybody that tuned in, tapped in, and came and interact, engage. Subscribe. Salute.